Hey guys, I just wanted to touch base and talk about maintenance after a roller set. I'm going on my, maybe 5th or 6th week after I roller set, November 10th. This is December the 14th. So it's probably about 5 weeks now on this roller set. And I figured I'd just talk a little bit about how I maintained it for so long. It is starting to get a little ratty. Because it rained today, but I haven't used any more heat since the second week. November 10th I did the second roller set, and instead of wrapping it straight out of the roller set, this time I just kind of let it be curly and natural and full, and let it die out after about 2 weeks. That's when I actually flat ironed it for a little smoother look and started wrapping it. So here we are about 3 to 4 weeks later, and I have not used any more heat. You can probably see the roots here getting a little frizzy, but I don't mind that. It kind of adds to the volume of my hair and adds to the body as well. Here's the back. And I have been doing some trimming as well to get the single strand knots out. I really want them out prior to going back to my wash and goes. So what I do to clean my scalp is I use a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I pour it in a cap, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I use a Q-tip to soak it in, and I just pretty much apply it to my scalp to get any dirt and product out. Since I don't use a lot of oils and a lot of products on my hair, there's not really a whole lot there, but your scalp does emit oils on its own, natural oils. So this just kind of cleans it out from time to time. I do this maybe once a week, or maybe every few days, just depending. I kind of part it all throughout my hair, all throughout my head, and especially in places where it itches. I'm not going to do the whole process now here since I just recently did it, but I wanted to give you an idea of how I keep my scalp clean. So for the rest of my hair, I used Chlorane. This is a dry shampoo, and essentially it's a powder. This is one of the more natural ones. It's a gentle dry shampoo with oat milk. I believe I got this from Sephora. So anyway, if you can see the hole right there, and you just kind of poof out powder. So I'm not going to put it on now since I've recently done it, but I do that maybe once a week or once every couple of weeks, just depending on the need for it. Other than that, I don't do the same process every single night. It depends on whatever look I'm going for at the time. So if I want a more curly look, some curls on the end, what I might do is put my hair up in a high ponytail. I do not wrap the ponytail around more than once, so it just kind of sits there, and I just circle it around. I basically have a bun. I use it's a little loose now because I'm not going to keep it this way, but I use my silk scarf for the edges. And that's pretty much it. This is the way I would sleep on it if I just wanted a little bit of bend at the end of my hair. And I would take it out in the morning, kind of shake it out. But if I wanted more than a little bit of bend, what I would do is part it in more parts. And I'd see which way it's naturally curling, and I would do a bend too. A very loose one. But this is pretty much what it will look like. When I do that, I also use Aveda Brilliance. This, I have to say, Sister with Real Hair, she's got a YouTube channel. She put me onto this stuff. Aveda Brilliance is a wonderful glosser. It helps get rid of the frizz that's been there. It helps maintain a curl. It's an emollient finishing gloss with rice bran oil. I find that other oils tend to leave a lot of residue when you use them pretty often. This does not. I swear by this stuff. This is the greatest serum. It's a serum-y type of lotion, I guess. And it's so good. It doesn't smell bad. It makes your hair feel good. And if you put some on before going to sleep, it helps hold your curl and just kind of revitalize it. And I do a few more. Like I said, I do 6 to 8 of those. And that gives me more of a curl when I wake up in the morning. With these, I use my silk scarf exactly the same way, so they end up flat against my head. And in the morning, I just unravel them. So that's how I get kind of a curlier look. Or I've also put it up in a high ponytail and used pin curls for them as well, which is pretty much the same high ponytail I used a second ago. Ponytail, and I might just see which way the curls are going, and so I just kind of pin curl here, and I pin curl here, and I pin curl here. So this is another way to get a little bit of curl. It's all in your preference. This is what I do, but it would be all of it, all of my hair up in one. So this is the Bantu style, and this is the pin curl style. Either way, whichever one I choose, I use the silk scarf in the same manner. Put it on, wrap it tight, and sleep on it. See, as you can see, it kind of gives a little bit of a curl when you take it out. But okay, so the wrap is nothing special either. It's the same wrap everybody uses. The only thing different I do with my wraps is that I use a little bit of water. And I may have mentioned this in a previous video. So I comb it all out. Part it and begin to wrap. I also leave a little bit out on the edges because the edges are very, very delicate for my hair anyway. So I don't like to force them in a direction that they're not used to going. And I'll use a soft boar's bristle brush. I like to stay very, very gentle with my hair. And just kind of wrap it around. I don't use any bobby pins, so I'm not really doobieing it up. But this is essentially it. I try and get it as tight as possible. And what I do every couple of days, I do not do this every single time I wrap it, but I take some rose water, spray this into the air. I let the water kind of my hair a little bit, and that's when I use my Aveda Brilliant, excuse me. Use that, keep it tight, and I let it set overnight. So that's how I get it a little bit straighter in nature. I also use my netting. You can find this at just about any beauty supply store. And that way it helps me not have to use bobby pins. And I wrap it really tight. Silk scarves can be very difficult to work with sometimes because they're very, very slippery. But that's also what keeps it from pulling out your hair and taking the oils out of your hair. So I take the piece that was over on the other side, wrap it in the other direction. I don't use a pin or anything, I just kind of use my hands to hold it in place. And that's essentially it. This is my wrap that I can go to sleep on. I don't do it too tight because I don't like to get headaches. I pull the bottoms down to keep it nice and flat in there. I've got my little do-rag on, and that's pretty much it. So this is how I maintained my hair for 3 to 4 weeks without any excess heat. You may, like I said, you may have seen the roots are starting to get a little frizzy, but I don't mind it. The only reason why I've lasted this long is because I was in a car accident a couple of weeks ago, and I just have not had the feeling to want to be playing with my hair and trying to come up with all sorts of wash and goes, you know, due to the fact that I'm in a lot of pain. So I think this is the weekend that I'll start to head toward a twist out, and you know, if I can hold the twist out until New Year's Eve, New Year's Day is when I'll start my no straight challenge. So that's what I'm looking forward to. So a whole year with no heat, no real heat, no direct heat in order to straighten should give me a nice 6 inches, but we know in curl speak that probably only means 2 or 3 since we get so much shrinkage. But anyway, thanks for watching, and stay on board, stay with me, and let's just do this hair journey together. Take care.